They're not always on your side, and you're not always in good hands. My name is Bo Williamson, and I am a public adjuster. I stand up for homeowners when they have insurance claims. Our headquarters is in Panama City Beach, but our fight is nationwide. Sometimes insurance claims can be through the roof. However, insurance companies don't always want to pay you. That's why I'm here. Living the Christian life and dealing with this crazy world around me, one thing I've learned is someone has got to stand up for the little guy. This is Insurance Wars.
So I'm sitting at my desk and I get this call out of the blue. And this woman says, has just denied me. And I thought, okay, tell me a little bit about your story. And she starts in on how a mama bear and cubs had broken into her house and partied for about 36 hours.
We do such a great job of storms and pipe breaks and fires and things like that. But then this claim came onto Susan's desk, and it was like, wow, this is different. It's not an everyday claim. And that really looked interesting from the outset.
You got everything?
Yeah, I got my tablet. You got your camera?
I do.
Fantastic.
Hey, we need to be aware. You know, we saw that bear on the way up here the other day. So the first thing we do when we get out of the car is literally check. Are we here alone? Are we by ourselves? Or do we have guests that are still roaming around? Obviously, that's the window that's boarded up.
Oh, yeah, there it is. So that's obviously where the bears got in.
Yeah, pushed it all the way in.
Gee.
So the homeowner left Sunday morning, came back, and as she walked up the steps to go into her house, she could hear rummaging around, and she realized that somebody was in her house. And it wasn't a somebody, it was a 500-pound bear and a couple of cubs. This is a single mom. She has 2 kids, and this is what they came home to.
So what did the insurance company talk about in terms of...
Nothing. They denied it. It's infestation and nesting. That's it. That's all they said.
Infestation and nesting. It's so crazy that the insurance company would deny the claim based on infestation and nesting. Infestation, I think ants, bees, mice, squirrels, something taking up residence in the home and then multiplying, proliferation. This isn't infestation. This is a couple of bears that came to spend the night. It's not nesting. It sounds to me like an excuse to avoid their responsibility. But what is the insurance company saying? Are they denying there were bears in the house? Or are they saying bears are infested?
Well, now let me tell you. They denied it on an answering machine and said, we'll follow it up with an email.
Do we have that email?
We don't, because we signed them up and we sent our letter of representation in.
And then they couldn't communicate with the client, so they should have been communicating with us, and they haven't.
They haven't, and I think they haven't because they know that we're going to challenge that.
Oh, well, yes, by golly, we are. Is homeowner here?
No, she did not want to be here. She told me it would be unlocked.
May I? After you?
No.
What?
Look at, there's feces in there. There's all kinds of stuff. I'm not going in there. And you're not getting back in my car if you go in there.
Oh, my goodness.
We're going to need to come back with Tyvek, and we're going to need to come back with booties.
We need masks and booties and suits and everything. This is...
insane.
This is crazy.
Those bears partied hardy.
The destruction was just rampant, and the odor was so pugnacious, it took your breath away. Okay. Gee, do we need a lock?
No, she said leave it unlocked.
Nesting.
The police brought in a biologist from the state to trap the bears and get them out of her house. And this woman is a wealth of information. For instance, you can't take a bear and take it 250 or 500 miles away because all they're going to do is come back. And as they come back, they're going to probably visit quite a few houses because once they have broken into a house and found that they can get food there, any house is game.
Just looking at it from the outside and looking from the inside, I think it's a bigger claim than I had anticipated.
Oh, the floors. I mean, I started thinking about this just looking at that bio report. The floors, the sheetrock, the painting, all the contents. I mean, this is a big claim.
But just think, not only the floors, you've now got to chemically clean the joists.
Yeah.
You've got to, I mean, the whole place has got to be
Killed.
torn out and chemically cleaned and then rebuilt. So this is going to be a big claim. He's not going to be happy. The insurance company looks for ways to limit their exposure. They're a business. They're not a charity. They're a for-profit. We, as a public adjusting firm, Noble, we do an exceptional job. We make homeowners whole. We force the insurance company to pay them what they should. When we pull our chair up to the table, that's who we are. I'd like to check a little on the outside. We know the bears went in there. Did they try and get in anywhere else?
Well, yeah, they decided that they were going to sleep in the beds.
Yeah, that's right. All we need is a nice mama bear, papa bear, and a Goldilocks
Well,
story.
that's pretty much what we had.
Except the wolf came and destroyed the house.
There you go. The wolf? What
In the
is that about?
Goldilocks story, remember?
No, Goldilocks, it was the three bears.
Okay.
That's Little Red Riding Hood.
Okay, forget it. In South Africa, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, right, sure. I've heard that line before.
Apparently, my mind puts all of those fairy tales together, and hopefully, in the end, I can still try and find a message in the midst of marrying those. Like idioms, a rolling stone is worth two in the bush. Snake!
No!
Joke, come on.
You're dead.
I'm dead.
So I know that you see Emil and I frequently being a little silly, but the reality is we get the job done. We work hard, we get all the evidence that we need, and we push that claim until our client gets what they need. So I'm not seeing a whole lot on the outside.
I think you're right. Other than the damage to this front siding, which is going to have to be addressed, and the window frame, and the window, I think most of the damage is on the inside.
Inside is toast.
What does the homeowner say when the insurance company says, no, I'm not going to stomp their feet and create a dust cloud?
Well, as you know, typically when the policyholder gets a no or gets a low bid or whatever it is, their faith is in that carrier, and they'll just kind of accept it. Fortunately, this woman did not accept it and immediately reached out to us within a couple of hours
How
of
did
being
she get
denied.
hold of us?
She was told by somebody to get a hold of a public adjuster. She Googled public adjuster, and of course,
We're always going to
come up. So, we're going to take it. We're going to fight it.
So, Susan, why didn't the skeleton go to the party?
Oh, no, why?
He had nobody to go with.
It's time to go. I'm driving.
You got it.
Hey, Susan.
Hey, Bo, it's me and Emil.
Hi, Bo.
We are up in the Rocky Mountain area.
You're not gonna believe where I'm at right now. The Biltmore Estate. Yeah, the boys and I went rafting, and then they wanted to get some footage for their YouTube channel.
So, small world, Bo happens to have two of his young sons with him, and they're in North Carolina at the Biltmore. So we got a kind of a crazy call the other day from a lady, and Emil and I went out and checked it out today.
We've never had a claim like this before. It's so unusual.
Yes, so she calls and says she had a break-in at her house, and that somebody had pushed a window in and gotten into her house and caused all kinds of crazy chaos and damage. And then she told us that it was a mama bear and her cubs.
You gotta be kidding me.
Can you believe that? How crazy is that?
Evidently, they got in there and just tore the place to shreds. She filed a claim with, and they've denied her for infestation and nesting.
Isn't that infestation and nesting? Who does that with bears?
No, I mean, nesting and infestation doesn't apply to bears, obviously. It's probably some amateur adjuster. Doesn't Larry have a place in Nashville?
Hey, that's a great idea. Larry's up here almost all the time.
Look, go meet with him, see if there's any case law in North Carolina that covers infestation or any of that as far as exclusion, because bears obviously aren't going to fall under that category. They're not domestic animals, and they're not rodents and varmint and so forth.
I'll give him a buzz, and if we can, let's stop by and go see him.
Bo's like Johnny on the spot. He's got the knowledge, he's got the experience. Even though this was unusual, he still had so much wisdom in terms of how to move forward.
Okay, well, you guys enjoy Biltmore, and we will talk to you as we know more.
All right, talk soon. See ya. Goodbye. All right, boys, let's go check out the estate.
Now
Nice to see you guys
Yes,
again.
it's been a while, Larry. Thank you for taking the time to be with us.
Close the door behind you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Thank you for taking the time to see us.
Please, anytime, always.
Emil and I have worked with Larry for about 5 or 6 years now. Great, great guy, just humble as can be and really knows what he's talking about. So it's really nice to be able to sit down and talk to him about a claim that we have. So Noble got a call the other day from a lady. She left on a Sunday morning, came back on a Monday night, and found that a mama bear and 2 cubs had pushed a window in, didn't break it, pushed it frame-wise in, and they hung out and partied for the weekend.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Are you kidding
So
me?
she came back Monday night and she was not alone.
Bears are everywhere in North Carolina. They're in the pools, they're in your garbage cans, little bears, black bears, every kind of bear, papa bear, mama bear, cub bear, but not the Chicago bears.
So they had to call a biologist in and get the bears out, and then once she got into the house afterwards, well, let's just say bears don't just poop in the woods.
Does she live by herself?
She has 2 small children.
Oh my Lord.
Susan, talk a little about the damage the bears created.
So they got into all of the rooms except for her children's rooms where they had closed their
Is
doors.
that a picture?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, let me see.
So they got in and
Whoa.
they destroyed the kitchen, destroyed the craft room, destroyed the living room, destroyed her bedroom.
So it's interesting, the denial. Susan, what were the 2 things they denied it for?
Well, let you hear it real quick. Let's see.
I do see that you spoke to someone regarding your claim and that your claim is denied due to no coverage for nesting or infestation.
Nesting infestation?
Even
What
in
is
her
she-
voice, there's hesitation.
What is she
There's
talking
no
about?
coverage for, yeah, so, I mean, nesting infestation.
It's not carpenter ants.
This is an all-risk policy. This is insane.
It is.
And there was forced entry. It's not like it's your home pet that lives
so
there.
when did a bear become a rodent, a
Yeah,
cockroach,
yep,
an ant,
yep,
a mice,
yep.
or a meese? Susan and Emil are amazing. I've been working with them since 2018. Very quality, very upfront, very transparent, and they really, really do an amazing job for the clients.
It gets crazier after that. So they had to get the bears out. Unfortunately, they had to euthanize the mama and the cubs. This was Tuesday. She set up a camera inside her house because they told her not to stay there. And within 20 minutes of leaving her house, there was another 500-pound bear in
Come
her
on.
house.
You gotta be kidding.
No. So they had come
What is
in.
our neighbors feeding the bears? What's
and-
going on here?
Exactly. They have neighbors within within a mile that is known to feed bears, and I don't know if they've stopped feeding them, gone on
I
vacation.
mean, how many times are we gonna tell the community not to do this?
Yeah.
And this isn't the only incident in this area. 4 doors down, the bear broke into a house, and then just 2 days ago, yet another bear broke into a house, and the homeowners were there. They couldn't get the bear out, and they actually wound up having to shoot and kill the bear.
Once bears learn that they can forage, they cross that line, and now it becomes a choice between human life and bear life. But it's because we cross those lines, we feed the bears, and they become dependent on it.
Listen, as you guys know, an insurance policy is a contract.
Yep.
And I can understand that if you had an infestation of mice, rodents, and that they were in your attic, eating up your attic, ruining your home, that
For weeks and weeks and
there'd be
months.
a legitimate denial. The insurance companies have a right to deny
Yes.
certain claims.
You should have done something when it came, and this is homeowner maintenance.
But this is an outrage.
No.
I appreciate you guys coming here. Have you guys put the insurance company on notice that you're representing this woman?
Yes,
We
we
have.
have. So they're aware that we're involved. They've almost ghosted us. So they've become silent. I think they're doing a second guess, a second take. But again, that's the value of bringing a law firm in. Most times the insurance company doesn't want to go to court. When we've got all the facts in front of them, a judge and a jury is simply going to say, they're the facts, why didn't you pay it? They settle on the steps of the court sometimes. We've never had one go beyond that because nobody wants to go to court. Nobody wants to turn this out into a lengthy battle. But having an attorney in the team on the bench puts pressure on the insurance company to make sure they do the right thing.
You're under contract with her. Let me help you behind the scenes. I don't need to get involved at this point. I think you guys are going to be able to handle this. As soon as we come to
An impasse,
if that happens,
Okay.
I'm pretty confident that someone's going to wake up over there. If they don't, I'd love to meet her, and we'll take it to the next step.
Sounds
love
great.
that.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Larry,
Great
thank
seeing
you
you.
so much for your time. We
Absolutely.
always
Good to see
appreciate
You
you.
guys are
Say,
looking great
keep
as
a hold
always.
of that so
Yes,
you'll know
thank
what's
you
going
very
on.
much.
Thanks.
When a case like this comes in front of us, it's something that really gets the hair on the back of my neck standing up. I mean, it's pretty much outrageous that the insurance company would deny this claim and put this woman through what they're putting her through.
So after talking with Larry and confirming the fact that infestation and nesting is just a ridiculous reason to deny a claim like this, we're going to, as quickly as possible, get a reinspection from the insurance carrier because time is of the essence. The longer the house sits in this condition, the worse it's going to be.
Do we have everything we need?
Yeah, we've got the Tyvek suits, we've got the booties, and we've got respirators if we need them.
Do we have the policy with us?
I've got that on my phone, and I've got the guy's name and time we're supposed to meet him. She's left the door open for us. We're
Okay,
good.
so we do have access. Fantastic. Right, let's roll.
The initial inspector that came out kind of blew it off. Didn't take much time, found a reason to deny it, and went on. It is crucial that we get a reinspection with the carrier.
When we meet them on site, we have the opportunity to give them enough information to change the way they're thinking so that we can make the homeowner whole.
Are you going to sing Bare Necessities for the rest of this whole thing?
Well, I've got so many bear stories. I know there was a cub here. I think we should rename the cub to Bear Minimum.
Hey guys,
Hey,
Thank you for being here.
how's it going? I'm Javier.
Emil. I'm with Noble Public Adjusting Group.
Good to meet you, Emil.
Good to meet you,
and I'm
Javier.
Susan. Good to meet
Susan,
you.
good to meet you. I thought I was gonna get lost coming here.
Well, we
That's
kind
right.
of passed it a couple of times ourselves.
Yes.
My,
It took us
my.
a couple of hooks before we got in. And on the way here, we passed a black bear. We actually stopped the car, took photographs.
Guess who got out of the car to
Who?
take photographs?
The black bear. So,
Emil, boom, out of the car, taking pictures. But that was cold, cruel reality that we were 1,000 yards from the house, and here's yet another bear.
what are you wanting to accomplish today?
Well, I want to take a look at the situation here and see what we got going on. I mean, I was sent here to reassess and see what's happening here. So,
And what kind of authority do you have?
well, I'm just here to take a look at it one more time.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. How much do you know about what happened?
Well, from the little that I got from the report, it looks like we got some infestation going on in this place.
Somewhat?
Infestation.
Infestation.
Well, that's what I read. So,
Not ants.
yeah, so we're
not mice.
thinking ants,
Not
mice,
mice?
bats, squirrels. What when you say infestation, what comes to mind?
well, the report was very mild, so to speak. It didn't have a lot of information on there.
So the homeowner left on a Sunday morning,
Uh-huh.
came back on a Monday night,
Okay.
and found a mama bear and cubs inside her house.
Bear, not
Bear.
not mice.
Bears.
Bear. He actually has no idea what's going on here. He's been given a mandate, he's been given some information, but that doesn't tie up with reality. There needed to be a journey of information to enable him to cross the bridge to a different understanding. So here's the challenge we have. In my mind, the word infestation doesn't come to mind. That doesn't even cross my
Right.
mind. Well, I don't think I've ever heard the word infestation and bears in the same sentence.
Or big mammals.
Yes.
Well,
know?
infestations can bring other things as well. You know, it can attract other
Oh,
things.
but that's not why
That's not
we're here.
why we're here.
Yeah, we're here to talk about bears.
So you want to come inside?
let's, you know what?
Before
Let's
you come
take
in,
let's take a look at that and see what we got inside.
you might want some booties. It's a little, let's just say that bears don't just poop and pee in the woods.
Okay. All right, let's do this.
Good job, you didn't fall over.
Well, thank you so much.
I tried. Do you, we have
you,
an extra Tyvek suit. Do you want it?
Yeah, I think we're good here.
Okay.
What's the whistling for?
He's singing Bare Necessities again.
It's stuck in my brain.
Okay.
It's stuck in my head all week too.
You know, that's one thing I always wanted to learn how to whistle. Whoa.
Kind of yeah, look at this. This'll take the whistle out of your mouth, won't it?
Emil, I'm gonna tell you something. I think we have more than one infestation going on here.
It's always a challenge looking at a home that maybe is not as well kept. Sometimes you've got what's called concurrent causation, where there's both new damage and old damage, and then it becomes an interesting negotiation. But Javier, remember, we're not here about the other things. We're here about the bears.
And that's
really, really important. We could talk about other things, talk about the trees, the windows, but we're here about the bears that broke in and devastated the property.
So you guys are saying that the bears came in through
that window right there,
that
pushed
window.
it out
Pushed
of
it
the
in.
frame and in.
You guys have the biology report?
We do.
We do.
It's actually
Good question.
in the newspaper.
So
Let me tell you something, guys. I mean, I've been to different homes here in this area in the Rocky Mountains, and this is something out of the ordinary. But it's not. Let me tell you, it's not uncommon to see.
absolutely, but those
bears.
are cute bears that run away when you see them. Here's what I want you to do, Javier. I want you to imagine, and do this for me, would you? I want to imagine that your grandmother lives here. This is where your grandmother lives. This is her life, all she owns. This is everything. She's lived here for decades. This happened. Now, so what I want us to, how do we make your grandmother whole again?
Well, and come look at the kitchen. This tells an awful lot of the story. They opened the refrigerator.
Holy
they went
Toledo.
through all of the cabinets. They pulled dishes down, everything on the floor. You can see all the feces, all the urine. They tried to mop up some of the urine here, but the reality is floors are going to have to be redone. Walls are going to have to be painted. Contents here.
There's nothing that can be saved.
Nothing.
Look at even the bear prints on the ground here. You can actually see paw marks on the ground. Susan, look into that cabinet there. You'll see on the right there's a bag of flour up against the wall. It's torn open at an angle where the bear claw scratched it open. Are you okay, brother?
Yeah, I'm fine.
It's a little overwhelming to walk into something like this. Even the adjuster started gagging. I'd love to tell you I felt bad for him, but I think it was actually a good thing. You want to step in?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you don't want to, but you really need to. You need to get your eyes on this.
Emil, let me take a look at this further, and because it's totally opposite from what I read.
You could genuinely see that he had taken in what he saw and his mindset was changing. I want you to
Be
look at
careful
this.
where you step, brother.
Look at this bag of flour where you can see the bear marks on it where they tried to get in. All these dishes smushed around, everything pulled out of cabinets, and obviously the refrigerator. Are you ready to go back outside? I am.
I could see in his mind, this is not what I expected. And so immediately at that point, we realized there's an opportunity to work with this guy and help him reshape his understanding of what happened. The reality is that this entire place, you can't clean these floors.
No.
The urine has saturated in between the boards. Every room has got bare evidence inside it.
And I do have a report from a mitigation company to come in here and clean all of this out. They're looking at between $17,000 and $20,000 just to move everything out and throw stuff away. But they also have an extensive photo report as well. So good news for you is you don't have to walk around and take photos. Now that doesn't even touch the redoing the floors, the contents that were damaged, the sheetrock. Everything in that house has got to be either kills and repainted or even sections where the bears urinated on the walls. That sheetrock needs to be cut out. You've got damage on the exterior of the house because of what happened with the window being pushed in. This is no small claim. We think this claim is probably $150,000 or more.
Can I talk to you and Susan off record? Please,
Okay,
real quick.
you want to talk off the record?
Yeah, they can.
So whenever an adjuster walks up and says, "Can we talk off the record?" that's always a good thing for us and the homeowner.
I have compassion for people, and I can't see a place like this. You know, I know I'm not supposed to say this to you guys, but I'm gonna see if I can do the best to try to
Thank
help
you.
you guys out.
Thank you.
The reason why I say that is because she a single mother.
Yes.
So I was brought up with a single mother too. So I understand the frustration, what's going on here. Now that I saw what I saw, and especially how all that ugliness that's in there,
Yeah.
all that poop, It's disgusting. Listen, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go back, write up the report, send it to the appropriate people so we can go ahead and get this settled with you guys too.
Now, you have to keep in mind, this adjuster that's coming out only has so much leverage. He's going to go back and tell his story now to the people that make these decisions. And we have to see, are the people he's talking to going to agree with him, or is it more of a fight still afterwards? In my experience, it's still a fight.
It's good meeting you, Emil.
Thank you so much
You're
for your
entirely
time.
welcome.
Thanks.
And thank you for your openness.
Oh, yeah, sure.
It sets you apart. We really appreciate it.
We do. Thank
All right.
you.
You guys have a good one.
Thank you,
Take
sir.
care.
Travel
All right, take
safely.
care. Make sure you're careful out there with bears.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Oh, God.
How do you think that went?
Much better than expected.
A little rough when he started.
Yeah, the concern that I have is he really avoided the question, how much authority do you have?
Yep.
So even if his heart is where it needs to be, and reality, I mean, it's not just heart, it's facts.
Yes.
Facts are bears pushed in, went in. How much sway does he have?
Yeah. Let's get out of here. I'm feeling stuffy in these clothes.
There's just a tiny bit stuffy.
Stifling. I've got a lot of air in mine.
So we send Javier on his way, and the next steps that we have, we did the Cubicasa, which we walk through the house, and that gives us a full floor plan of the house because we're going to need it. We're going to provide an estimate on all of the damages in this house and what needs to be done. Our homeowner is going to provide us with a list of the contents that are ruined. We will present all of that to the carrier with a demand. This is what we say needs to be done and the money you need to pay in order to get this house back in good condition.
By the way, whatever happened to that bear claim that you had?
Oh man, about 6 weeks ago, I met with the adjuster and he was fantastic. You gave me a couple of little pointers, which I appreciated. So he wound up covering everything. Because, you know, they don't cover a lot of the bear excrement and urine. But you told me to talk about them rubbing up against the walls. And so we got everything we needed.
Congratulations, guys. I know how hard you worked on that file. You know, just I'm glad my little 2 cents made the difference.
Larry, it's kind of so much more than the 2 cents. You know, having a legal basis is so much stronger when we're negotiating with a carrier. One, it tells the carrier we kind of know what we're talking about, and 2, it makes sure we give the client the best opportunity of being made whole. So I just love working with you. I love your knowledge, your insights, and you're always so helpful. Thank you for that.
I appreciate you guys thinking about me, and anything I can do for you guys in the future, please let me know.
Larry, I'm glad you brought that up. I've got another claim I'd love to talk with you about. Do you have some time now?
Sure, love to. Tell me what you got.